Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is setting Marvel Cinematic Universe records in all the wrong ways. The worst second weekend drop-off in history. A movie that looks to potentially lose money for Disney because of the failures of Marvel, because of the failures of Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because they've pushed so many people away that they quite frankly aren't interested in this garbage anymore. And now, the writer for this disaster, the writer for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, is speaking out. He's saying he heard all the bad reviews, he heard all the negative reviews, but they're all wrong. I don't care if it loses money. I wrote a good movie. That is the cope that we're dealing with when it comes to the MCU. Ant-Man Quantumania bad reviews. Writer breaks silence on negative reaction. And if we're just bad reviews, but it was like making a bunch of money, that would be one thing. But when we look at what's happening right now, in just its second full week of release, right? The second Monday, the second Tuesday at the box office, what do we have? Ant-Man just barely scraping by ahead of Cocaine Bear. This is miserable for them. If you thought last week was bad, if you thought last weekend was bad, this week looks to be even worse for Disney, even worse for Ant-Man and the Wasp and the MCU. This is something, when you look at these numbers, this is the second Tuesday at 2.5, the second Monday at 1.7. Compare that to the first Ant-Man, right? The first Ant-Man, the second Monday was 3.3 million. The second Tuesday was 4.2 million. What about Ant-Man and the Wasp? Second Monday, 3.5 million. Second Tuesday, 5.5 million. And here we are for Quantumania, and it's about half of that. It's about half of those numbers, if not less. Tracking now well behind the other two installments in the Ant-Man franchise. This is sad. This is pathetic. This is a catastrophic failure. But let's get into this. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania writer Jeff Loveness, by the way, the same guy who's writing the next, I think the next Avengers movie, the Kang Dynasty. Woo, man, that is a bad sign. Gave his honest takes on the mixed reviews from fans and critics. Ant-Man 3's had a rough start since its release, with a B cinema score tying for the worst in MCU history. We talked about the box office problems and the 47% critic rating. And pretty much everywhere else other than Rotten Tomatoes, when you look at audience score, it's pretty bad too. You're talking about, in the 50 to 60 range on Metacritic and IMDb. Not very good for Ant-Man. Speaking with the Daily Beast, Quantumania scribe Jeff Loveness talked about why he was surprised by the movie's bad reviews. To be honest, those reviews took me by surprise. I was in a pretty low spot. Those were not good reviews. I was like, what the? I'm really proud of what I wrote for Jonathan Majors and Michelle Pfeiffer. I thought that was good stuff, And so I was just despondent. I was really sad about it. But then I went to a showing of the movie after the reviews were in and the movie was out, and an audience was laughing. It was one of those Sullivan Travels watching the movie with prisoners moments. I think we live in this era where we're trying to label things so we can all group ourselves together on Twitter. I think we kind of need to step back from this fandom we have and just try to enjoy stuff ourselves. And then I'm like, damn, the reviews are wrong. I'm right. MODOK is great. I'm pretty happy with it overall. And I think I learned how to take a punch this week. And now that I learned it's not too bad, I can just get on with making things. So because you went to one showing where a couple people laughed in it, you're happy with your work. Because you went to one theater, probably in LA somewhere, where people laughed at it, you're like, oh, this is good. Despite the fact that this is a massive disaster for Marvel, despite the fact that this is going to lose money for Disney, I'm good now. The reviews are wrong because a couple people in one theater laughed at it. I don't think that's the way Kevin Feige's going to view this. I don't think it's the way that Disney's going to view this. I don't think that that is the template that they're going to have to determine whether it's successful or not. Whether a couple dumb fucks in LA laughed at a movie. No, this movie is a catastrophic failure for Marvel. This was supposed to be the big kickoff for Phase 5. Kevin Feige told us this is the most important movie since Endgame to the MCU. That's what they've been pushing. That's what they've been promoting. And with a $200 million production budget, this movie needs to make at a minimum $600 million just to break even. Those are the numbers we're talking about right now. And as we speak, it's going to be lucky to get past the first Ant-Man, which is what, $525 million worldwide. Ant-Man Quantumania is likely to lose a bunch of money for Disney. And the writer was very sad about the reviews, but now he knows he's right. He made a good film regardless of what anybody says. How pathetic. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.